Magician Steve Spade is bringing his new Lost Magic tour home to Limerick next week, to Dolan's on the Dock Road, to be precise, on Thursday evening. And Steve is with me in the studio right now to tell us all about it. Good morning to you, Steve. How are you doing?
Hi, Joe. How are you?
So I hear this has been getting a good reaction around the country.
Yeah, great feedback. So it's amazing. It's a different kind of a magic show. It's more of a journey. It's more my kind of story. There's some personal stuff about my dad and things, and I kind of fused it all together into a show. But yeah, it kind of ties into the kind of idea of loss and things like that as well, and in kind of a personal level, but also on how people can relate to it. So what I find is, after the piece that I did, the tribute piece for Dad, there's a piece in that, and people want to tell you their story, because I suppose with the pandemic and everything else, there is that kind of sense of loss, which wasn't the intention really of the show when it initially started. But as I was doing the show, people kind of want to tell you their story. So it kind of transcends magic tricks. People kind of want to kind of express how they feel. And I suppose the magic is powerful, so it's making people open up.
How comfortable did you feel as it developed in that direction, which is unusual for a magic show?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose initially I wanted to put a piece in for Dad, and I wanted to kind of tell a story from my own childhood and kind of thing as part of it, to kind of open up to the audience and be kind of very honest and open with the audience. And that was kind of the idea. But then the piece got kind of bigger and kind of became kind of a monster of itself, kind of built and built and built. And what I find now is it's a kind of a hard piece, I suppose, to perform, in a sense that even the effect, without it being an emotional connection, is a strong effect. It would impress kind of anyone. But I suppose when you tie the emotional kind of story in with it, and kind of the whole kind of the way people can connect with it, it just gives a really human kind of effect, you know. And I think people can relate to that. And I think that's why people want to tell you their story afterwards.
Have people been doing magic since there were human beings? Illusion, sleight of hand, all of that stuff.
Sure, yeah. I mean, in Egypt, in the pharaohs, you know, there's hieroglyphics of magicians of sorts, you know, doing sleight of hand and very famous effects. There was a magician called Dede, I think Dede, and his trick was he would pull the head off a chicken and show, you know, that it was decapitated, and then he would put the chicken's head back on, and the chicken would run around the place. And everyone was talking about this at the time in the empire, I guess. And the pharaoh found out about it, and he wanted to see it. And this is like, you know, I suppose there could be a myth in this as well, but this is apparently what happened. The pharaoh wanted to see it. He brought the guy to come in, to perform it for everyone. All the top people at the time came, I guess, to watch it. He ripped the head off the chicken. He put it back on. The pharaoh was so impressed that he had him automatically executed, because it was too real.
He executed the magician.
Yeah, there you go.
For doing the trick properly.
I know. I would have been killed years ago.
And I know that, speaking of more recent history, Houdini's a great inspiration for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Houdini. And even with this show, I was trying to kind of like take older effects and see would they still kind of impress or fool or, you know, even spark imagination with the audience. And that was kind of the idea. So like Houdini, Thurston, even Max Malini, and people that are, you know, and then obviously right up to present day. When I was in Vegas last year, I mentioned this to a few Vegas headliners, guys there like Rocco and Banachek, and they were so supportive of it. They were like, that's a great idea, you know, you should really, and then to incorporate your own story. But that kind of happened as I toured, and it just naturally happened.
Right, we're chatting to magician Steve Spade, the Lost Magic tour coming to Dolan's in Limerick next week, coming home. And you mentioned Las Vegas, and the big award that you got there, has that helped you career-wise?
I think so. I think it's just opened up doors with other kind of top performers and professionals, and they're really kind of open to it and kind of helping me and guiding me and stuff like that in a kind of a. I mean, you know, in Ireland there's a very small magic community, and it's primarily, you know, semi-professional kind of thing. But the international guys are so open about, they just want magic to be brilliant for everyone. You know, it's not an ego thing at all. It's more about making magic just more accessible and kind of getting it back into like a pop culture again. Get it back in there. Have everyone talking about it. Like David Blaine announced a new show with Disney Plus. So that'll be like primetime TV, and that'll get everyone talking about magic, and that's it. You know, we stand on shoulders of giants, and you always just want to bring it up. And the more magicians that are on TV, the better it is for every magician, because it keeps it interesting.
How do you feel about the risk attached to some of the escapology that you do?
Yeah, so actually currently I'm back training. There's something I'm currently working on and something I want to do in the city as well. So I'll tell you more about it when I can. But yeah, there is a risk in it, and I'm a dad now, so it makes it a little bit different. Before it was just like, we'll do it, it'll be great. But now there's a little bit more risk involved. I suppose you just have to be really prepared. There is magicians that will try to just do a stunt for the sake of publicity or whatever, but I highly don't recommend it, because if you don't put the work in, it's extremely dangerous. And it might look easy, but the best things always look easy, but they're impossible. So it's as much your mind as it is your body you're training, I think, to get your head back into, I do this is what I do, because you are kind of fighting that normal reaction, that human reaction, just to panic. So yeah.
And in your audiences, do you get that split between people who don't want to know how the magic works? They're just there for the illusion. They're there for the experience. They're there for a good night out. And others who come along because their brains are that way and go, I want to figure out, I know, I've seen, that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's there for everyone. I mean, if you want to come and be really fooled, come to the show. If you want to be entertained, come to the show. I suppose with times have changed so much since like the olden days. If you wanted to really know how it was done and you were adamant about how it was done, you'd have to dig into the books, and then it was even hard to get the books, But now I suppose with TikTok and things, there's a lot of exposure of magic and things like that. So there's actually an effect in the show that I've created to kind of show one person how it's done, and then the whole audience to so it's like a vice versa. So it's like, if you want to know how it's done, this is one part kind of a thing, but there's also obviously a little bit of a trick built into that. They don't really know what's going on. So there's elements of that in it, where sometimes if you just like scroll through something, you might just see something being revealed online or whatever it might be. But I think
but it is a no-no among magicians, isn't it, to reveal
it is
to any wide audience what's happening.
I mean there has been magicians now that have been pulled up for with the magic circle and things over the years, because they do use it for exposure, and if they reveal a video, it might get loads of likes or whatever, but like you're ruining your career. You could be 30 years building your career or whatever it might be, and then all of a sudden you expose this video and now your career is
it's finished.
And for what? For the sake of a few likes.
So you're going to do a quick trick for me. You have cards there.
Yeah, they're not exactly cards. What they are, they're like Photoshop cards. So they're just images. They're just random images.
I can see that. Yeah, so there's horseshoes and golf clubs and baseballs and
just the most random stuff. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just give them a little bit of a cut.
Okay,
and a bit of shuffle.
Lovely.
And what we'll do is
professional shuffler here.
There you go.
Stuff.
Just say stop anywhere.
Okay. Stop.
There, about halfway down. Great. We're going to deal off some cards, okay?
And we're dealing here.
Just say stop.
Okay. Stop.
Yeah, you happy there? Okay, so let's see where we stopped. Perfect. Cool. So we got a few cards. So I don't know how many we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
And they're all different images.
Yeah, and they're all different images.
An umbrella there and
So we'll call them out there quickly. So there's
there's an umbrella
handle.
Yeah, umbrella handle. Yeah. What's that? A life?
Like a life boy. Yeah. That's like sleepers on a railway track kind of thing.
Yeah.
We've got some books.
Yeah.
A peg.
A peg. Yeah.
Just
a blue peg. Like a washing line.
A swan. A bird or something. And a window.
And a window.
Okay, I want to see how good your memory is, so I'm just going to hold them up like this. Can you remember any of them? Most people get 2 or 3 with a couple of cards.
I could remember the peg, the window,
interesting.
The bird,
very good.
The umbrella handle, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
There was one you kind of stumbled with at the start. Can you remember that one? If you jogged your memory, you weren't sure what it was, and then I said what it was.
What was that? Oh, the life boy.
The life boy, exactly. And then there was the
sleeper.
The sleeper and the thing. So they're just random cards. So what I want you to just give them a quick mix.
Okay. Quick mix.
It's just a few random cards. So.
Okay.
And it is random, it is because there's random images as well. They shouldn't mean anything to you in your own life or anything.
Okay. They're random, yeah.
Yeah, totally random. Okay, good. Okay. And you can see that they're all different
cards.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go through like this, and you just say stop again.
Okay. Stop.
There. Have a look at that bottom one.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay, look at me.
Yeah.
Visualize what it is. Imagine you can see it and feel it and see it in a big board. Visualize it, make it really big. Okay, this is interesting. You could hold this in your hand. Straight away, you kind of grasped your fist. This is the umbrella handle.
It's the umbrella handle.
That was the one.
Why did you do that?
Because you just slowly kind of grab it. But what's interesting is these have been in front of you the whole time. We've called them out, so there's no confusion here. But there's something built into these pictures for you, Joe.
Yeah.
They're random. We show you the cards. You mixed. You stopped anywhere you want. But look, That's the umbrella handle that you picked.
Yeah.
That's the Life Boy. That's the Sleepers.
Oh, no.
Sometimes when you look at an image...
No.
It isn't the image.
No way.
It's what's hidden in the image.
I actually don't believe that.
Can you see what it says?
I can. It says Joe Nash on it.
It says Joe
the
Nash.
The images that are there pick my name, Joe, and then that is... Now, Steve, you've done some good ones in here over the years, but that is absolutely... I thought it was good that you got the umbrella handle, but it actually makes the 7 cards make up my name. That is extraordinary.
Weird, Joe.
Do you know what? I definitely do not want to know how that's
I don't know how he did that.
Do you know what that's called, Steve? That's called magic.
That's magic.
That is unbelievable, Steve. Unbelievable. Fantastic.
And obviously the cards are all different and they were mixed and shuffled. And
There's so many images there.
Yeah.
That is that is genuinely phenomenal. I'll remember that one for a long time. All right. Steve Spade, the Lost Magic Tour. Where can people get tickets?
Yeah, so at Dolan's, and there should be some on the night. There's still a few left, so that's what I was told. So, yeah, there you go.
Leave those because we're going to get someone to come in and take a picture of that image.
Oh yeah, sure.
People mightn't believe that is what it is in front of us, but that is absolutely extraordinary. All right. That's made my Friday. Thank you, Steve Spade. Great to see you.
Joe needs to lie down. I think.
I don't know how I'm going to do the next hour and a half of the show, to be honest with you. Right.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. We'll see you in Dolan's.